You've been told UVB-76 is Russia's doomsday machine, a dead man's switch that launches nuclear missiles if the buzzing stops. None of that is true. The real story is stranger, and it's still happening right now. Since at least 1982, a shortwave radio station somewhere near St. Petersburg has broadcast the same sound. A short, monotonous buzz. 1.2 seconds on, 1 second off, 25 times a minute, 24 hours a day, every day, for 43 years. Radio hobbyists first detected the signal in the early 80s. They gave it a name. The buzzer. And for decades, that's all it did. Buzz. But that's the first lie. The lie that it's just a sound. Because sometimes the buzzing stops, and a voice speaks. When the buzzer breaks, a live human voice reads a message in Russian. Always the same structure. A call sign, repeated twice. Then number groups, then a code word and 8 digits. NZHTI, NZHTI, 34 511, Golosoke, 80 17 81 54. The call signs change every few years. UZB-76 became MDZHB, then ZHUOS, then ANVF, now NZHTI. But the format never changes. Monolith messages, user messages, commanda messages. 3 fixed structures, military-grade communication, unbreakable encryption using one-time pads, a system where each number group corresponds to a pre-shared key that both sender and receiver destroy after use. Nobody outside the system can decode these messages. Ever. That's the point. The best supported theory is that UVB-76 serves as a channel marker for the Leningrad military district, a signal that says, this frequency is live, this network is active, we are here. When the buzzing stops and the voice speaks, that's a real order going to a real operative somewhere in the world. But here's the second lie. The lie that this is all history. Cold War leftovers, museum pieces. Because in the last 12 months, something changed. In September 2025, UVB-76 broke its decades-long pattern and broadcast multiple cryptic voice messages in a single day. Code words, NZHTI and hotel. Newsweek reported on it. Something was happening inside that network. Then, in November 2025, a Ukrainian military publication reported that a drone strike had temporarily knocked UVB-76 off the air. The station near St. Petersburg went silent. For a few hours, the frequency was dead. Then it came back. Switched to a backup transmitter near Moscow. The Russian military, in the middle of an active war, made restoring a shortwave buzz tone an immediate priority. Not next week, not tomorrow, hours. Ask yourself, what kind of radio station gets a military backup? What kind of buzzing sound is important enough to survive a drone strike? That's when things got strange. December 2025. The buzzing stops, and instead of a voice, music plays. Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, then a Nazi marching song called Erika, then back to buzzing. The internet lit up. Russia's doomsday radio plays Swan Lake. People who grew up in the Soviet Union recognize that piece immediately. Swan Lake was the music played on state television when Gorbachev was under house arrest during the 1991 coup. It was the soundtrack of regime collapse. Playing it over a military frequency felt like a message, a threat, a signal. It wasn't. It was almost certainly Ukrainian hackers. This has happened before. Twice in recent years, the same frequency was hijacked to broadcast unauthorized audio. The Russian military uses the frequency 4625 kHz. It's not encrypted. It's not secure from intrusion. It's just out there, in the open, on a band that anyone with the right transmitter can reach. But think about what that means. A military communications network so exposed that outsiders can literally play music over it. That's not doomsday technology. That's something more interesting. This is where we get to the real story. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel began bombing Iran. The same day, at the exact same time the first strikes launched, a new shortwave radio signal appeared. A man's voice, speaking in Farsi. Tavajo, Tavajo, attention, attention. Then strings of numbers, slow, rhythmic, deliberate. 2 hours of it. Then silence. Then it started again. This station had no name. Shortwave monitors designated it V32. It broadcast twice a day at exactly the same times. 02 Hunquak UTC. 1800 UTC. Like clockwork. A brand new number station that simply did not exist before the war began. And then Preom, the organization that tracks military shortwave signals worldwide, traced the transmission. Using multilateration and triangulation, they located the source. A shortwave transmission facility inside a United States military base in Böblingen, Germany, southwest of Stuttgart. The site sits between Panzer Kaserne and Patch Barracks. The 52nd Strategic Signal Battalion is headquartered nearby, an American military base, broadcasting a Farsi number station, starting the exact day the Iran War began. The Atlantic covered it. Wired covered it. A former CIA officer named John Cipher, who served 28 years in the National Clandestine Service, explained what was happening. These broadcasts are encrypted with one-time pads. Only the sender and the recipient have the key. If the pad is destroyed after use, the message is unbreakable. Forever. It's a system that dates back to the First World War, and it still works better than anything digital. 5 days after V32 started broadcasting, someone tried to jam it. Radio interference flooded the frequency. The next day, V32 shifted to a new frequency and kept going. So let me lay out what actually happened in the last year. September 2025. UVB-76 breaks its decades-long pattern and broadcasts multiple cryptic voice messages in a single day. November 2025. A drone strike knocks the station off the air. It's restored within hours from a backup transmitter. December 2025. Swan Lake plays over the frequency. Outsiders hijack a military network. Then the buzzing resumes. February 2026. A brand new number station appears in Farsi, the exact day the Iran War starts. Traced to an American military base in Germany. March 2026. UVB-76 transmits 4 separate voice messages in one day. The most ever recorded. May 2026. Both stations are still broadcasting. Right now. Tonight. This isn't Cold War archaeology. These stations are more active now than they have been in decades. You've been told the dark web is the hidden internet, that the deep web is where secrets live. But the real secret infrastructure of intelligence doesn't live on the internet at all. It lives on shortwave radio. Frequencies anyone can hear. Messages no one can decode. Operatives receiving orders through static and numbers on devices that don't connect to the internet, that can't be tracked, that leave no digital footprint. The real conspiracy isn't hidden underground. It's hiding in plain sight. On 4625 kHz, on 7910 kHz, broadcasting right now. And you can tune in yourself. What do you think these stations are actually saying? Let me know in the comments. Almost like the signal was never lost.